was probably 22 years old when I got picked up to go to selection. To me, it was much harder than Bud's. There's no hiding, there's no group mentality, it's your individual effort. How well can you perform under extreme duress? One big mistake, you're gone. I had severe performance anxiety. I was taking double Benadryls before house runs. Bud's was a walk in the park compared to that.
Today's interview is with DJ Shipley, former DEVGRU SEAL Team 6 operator and now the founder of GVRS Group.
I've been surrounded by the best people on the planet in every discipline you can imagine, and their secret to success is all the same. People can achieve greatness, they've just never seen the roadmap to do it, and now that I have, it's so simple to follow. I want people to see it, man, because I live with a lot of regret. What if every single rep I ever did was with full intent? How far could I have gone?
How would that be a pro mentality help somebody?
What do you want to be the best at? If you can scrub out all the distractions, what do you want to be known for? You're gonna have to pour a lot of time and attention to that. Lay out the 5 key things you have to be good at and chip away at those every single day. Once you string them all along, you've got such a baseline level of experience and knowledge. It's undeniable you are who you say you are. That is in essence being a pro.
Have you always had like a creative flair? Because it seems like you've been into art like making art. I mean, skateboarding is even quite...
I used to do poetry a lot. It's like when you leave the SEAL teams, you have to do these big rhymes. We have one back at the shop, somebody that I actually wrote for Cole, but I used to do that. So it's this big, long novel. It's a roast, essentially, but you want the whole thing to rhyme. So we'd sit down and I'd write those. I was always good at creative writing, you know, fiction, nonfiction, storytelling. Like I've always been into that.
How did you get into Ludovico? Like, is there a few other sort of classicals that you're into? But it stands out to me. I remember when you used to do the ice baths.
Ludovico, really, like for whatever reason, he's got a couple in there that Experience is one. Like when I listen, I have a visceral response when I listen to that song. He's got another one, Orbits, that just, it hits me to my core every time I hear it. It's like, I felt like you wrote that song for me. I don't know why. One of my bucket lists, I want to see him live. Like I know he comes to UK a lot. I mean, Patsy tried to get me tickets. He came to DC. We missed it. I was out of town. It's like, I want to see him more than I ever want to see anybody. I just want to sit in the audience and close my eyes and just soak that in.
They did a live orchestra in the Nottingham Royal Hall and we missed it. Like I only realized it was happening once it was the weekend. Couldn't get tickets, so I was gutted. But yeah, that would be incredible to see. When did you start listening to him?
Right around Mexico.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. We used to listen to, you ever seen the movie Last of the Mohicans?
Yes, yeah.
That soundtrack?
Yeah.
We'd play that in the ready room on loop. No words, you don't need any words, just calms everybody down, gets you in the right mindset. But more often than not, that song's playing pretty much every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Getting into like skateboarding, art and all that kind of stuff, was that just something that came natural to you, or did your mum kind of influence any of that kind of stuff, or?
She was probably the most artistic of the family. She was into that, but I think it just naturally happened. I think a lot of it just being in isolation, not really being in tune with my emotions, and then something just strikes a chord and you're like, ooh. I don't know why, you know, sometimes you'll watch a movie and it'll be a scene that's not terribly emotional, and for whatever reason, it hits you. Like, Michael Jordan's Last Dance. I cried during that documentary 4 or 5 times. I don't know how many people cried during that documentary, but it hits me. It strikes a serious chord with me. But I'll watch random movies and there'll be a piece of dialogue and I'll really feel it. And I'm not ashamed of it. I don't care. That makes me feel a certain way. It inspires me to be better. It inspires me to reflect more. Like all those different things. But yeah, I don't know if it just developed over time or what.
You mentioned Tony's, is it 900? Seeing the manifestation of somebody's life's work, like when you obviously you don't know what they've put into it, but when you've really poured yourself into something and you see somebody achieve their dreams, like nothing chokes me up more. So like, yeah, that would make sense with Last Dance, Tony.
You see just how passionate they were about that one thing, and it's like, I think it's a self-reflection. Like I felt that way about a couple things in my life and never getting to, I guess, hit it at that level. Or maybe you have, but because it's not in the public perception, they don't get to see it. There's no fanfare. No one gets to see how great you got to do the job because it's all done in the shadows. It's like, oh, man. Yeah.
It's a tough one. Yeah, it is a tough one because I think it comes back to that idea of me wanting to win a BAFTA. Like that's one of those things. And I think, I mean, I don't know if is that what it felt like to get your Trident or to get into development group?
Me and Patsy have a running joke. When we made it through, I was going through so many different things personally when I started selection. Bad fallout with my parents. I'm in that thing alone, just me and her, shoulder to shoulder, getting through it. I broke the hip, hid that injury, just kept getting through it. And it was so painful just to get through everyday life. And all I wanted to do was go to a very specific squadron. That is it. I just wanted to go there, nowhere else. And if I'm being honest, if I would have went anywhere else, I would have been heartbroken. And we were sitting in this shitty little classroom in the middle of nowhere. We just got done this huge FMP, full mission profile. We jumped in 25,000 feet, did a whole assault, chem bio, the whole thing. We get done, we did the debrief, and so nonchalant. When a lead cadre got up and he started reading off a list of names and started calling out squadrons. And when I heard my name get called, there's nothing in my life that is compared to that so far. And I know that sounds selfish, not to birth my children, not being married, not anything, because no one else could have got me through that. And that was an individual effort that took all my time and all my attention, and to get through it, to finally like, oh my God, you did it. Nothing has come close to that so far. And because of where we were, and I think I had a Sprint phone at the time, I had no cell phone service. So I'm trying to call her for an hour. I can't get a hold of her. I finally borrowed somebody's phone and I called her. And I tell her, like, you ruined the greatest day of my life. Because when she's back here in Virginia Beach, all her girlfriends, all their husbands are in that team. So as soon as they found out, it went like wildfire. So everybody we knew got the phone call. She got the phone call from 15 different chicks, like, welcome. Oh my God, we're so stoked. It's going to be amazing. She's like, I haven't even heard from him. She's like, oh no, he made it. Like, he's done. We all know. We saw the list. So by the time I call her, she's like, where have you been? I'm like, jumping out of a plane at 25,000 feet. Like, what are you talking about? She's all upset with me. And it's like, I don't even want to talk right now. I don't. She's probably the only person I went behind a mill van and I bawled my eyes out, cried. I'd never been so happy in my whole life, ever. It meant more to me than anything.
Sometimes when I say these ambitions, or I hear people talk about having those kind of lofty ambitions like that, people look at it as a negative. Like they're like, why would you strive for that? Why do you need that validation? Why? I mean, I feel like the getting in a team is different. Like there's obviously something else at stake. Like you're entering something versus just achieving something. You're also going into something. But do you see it as a negative? Like I think we spoke about Seaborn a few times, who's achieved greatness, and I admire the way he thinks about achieving those things. It was important to him, but he also has been able to cut it off as well. But yeah, is it something to aspire to, or could it develop bad habits? I don't know what the negativity around it is so much, to be honest, but
I don't think so. I mean, you got to think though, like I was born into the teams, kind of the only roadmap, and there's only one way you're going to excel as high as you can go, and that's by getting there. I had a tough time through buds, young, immature, all those things. And I don't even know what year I was probably 22 years old when I got picked up to go to selection. I did one more rotation. So I went to selection when I was 24. Couldn't even get a rental car. I'm like by far the youngest dude that was in there. And to be able to get through it on the backside, it's amazing. It was everything I ever wanted.
How much did you have to pour into it from the 4 years? Because however many years it was, 4 or 5 years. Because when you talk about when you first there, you're this skinny guy. And then by the time 4 years comes around, like you must have looked completely different.
Yeah. Still a baby face, still young. But I mean, I went from 145 pounds when I joined the team. I checked into selection, probably 215, just sinew. I think on calipers, 3% body fat, on the biodex, 5%. I mean, best shape I've ever been in my whole life. And we trained every single day, 7 days a week, purpose-built meals, sleep, recovery, everything for 6 months, just getting ready. And that was really my whole thing. And that's the thing I told Patsy, it's what I told everybody else, because you get a bunch of naysayers, like, oh, you care too much, it's not that big of a deal, like yada, yada. Like, I just want one singular day. I want one day to show up to see how amazing it is. And if I don't make it, I don't make it. But it won't be for a lack of effort. It won't be for a lack of discipline. It won't be for a lack of preparation. I know that. And to me, I was fine with it. If I wouldn't have made it, I wouldn't have made it. It won't be for a lack of not being prepared. We went above and beyond. We cared more than anybody else I'd ever met. We had 9 guys, you know, in our little cohort prepping to go. And you've never seen people that put that much time and energy into it. And granted, we had amazing coaches and dietitians and all of that stuff. But when it's written down on a piece of paper and you look at it and you go, I got to wake up on Saturday and run a 12-mile run at a 7-minute mile. I'm so sore, dude. I don't want to do that. If it's on that paper, I'll do it, no matter what it is. Like Vernon's messed up before and wrote down the wrong workout.